Hello everyone. Let's begin with the 10th chapter named Armed Revolutionary Movement. The name itself says in this chapter we will discuss about the movement that are carried upon with the help of arms. What are the arms means? The weapons. As we had seen, the Britishers has done so much cruelty on us, right? In return, there are so many Indian freedom fighter that oppose this injustice of Britishers in the form of agitation, right? We had gone through the different movements, we had seen the different satyagraha, or we had seen the different phases, different period. So in this chapter we will first time discuss about the armed revolutionary struggle and those carried by the such freedom fighter who sacrificed their life at very early age, because as we all know, since they has opposed the British government, they had initiated to fight against the British government. In resulted, Britishers gave them a strict or stringent punishment, and most of the freedom fighter lost their life in this battle, or you can say in this struggle. So in this chapter we will discuss, we will get more information about those brave freedom fighters, they who sacrifice their life for our independence. Okay, so the agitation against the British imperialism were carried out in various ways in India. People had tried their own ways. We had seen even the Adivasi struggle, even the farmers struggle. Even there are so many movements that are carried peacefully, right? So everyone carried by their own way. In this chapter we shall get acquainted with it. What acquainted, we will get a knowledge of it. We have studied the uprisings before 1857 against the British and the freedom movement of 1857. In the latter period, Ram Singh Kuka organized a rebellion against the government in Punjab. So we had seen there are so many movements that are carried out before the 1857 also. Why 1857 is considered as the important landmark for the India's freedom struggle? If you remember, we had learned about that, right? 1857 is called as the first Indian war of independence, where we all together fight or stand against the Britishers. Yes, we won't get much success at that time, but again the aggression against the British power shown throughout the country, throughout the nation, and most of the rulers, even the common people, villagers, forest dwellers, they all came together and contributed for the freedom, India's freedom. So in this period, if you see, there are so many people like Ram Singh Kuka. He had arranged, he had tried to gather the people and stand against the Britishers. Vasudev Balwant Phadke. If you have heard this name in past also, so it's a very famous name, Vasudev Balwant Phadke. In Maharashtra, Vasudev Balwant Phadke gave an armed struggle against the British. He assumed that there should be armed struggle to fight against the British. These people are the common people. They are not trained people, or they are not the soldier, but to fight for the nation, they had put up the arms. And in the same way, they tried to motivate the people to stand against the British injustice. He took the training of arms from Vatsar Lauji Salve. He organized the Ramoshis. As we know, Ramoshi is a community, right? They are brave communities of Maharashtra and revolted against the British. This rebellion became unsuccessful. At that time, we won't get much success because many people won't support such kind of movement, and moreover, Britishers are trained soldiers. They have a modern weapons, even they have a proper communications, and we start at the very ground level. So at that time, to reach to that level, it's very difficult task for we Indians. The British government sent him to the Eden jail. It's in Kolkata. At that time British sent to the most of the leaders to particular jail, like jail in the Bengal, or maybe the Andaman and Nicobar. There are so many different jails has been made at that time to restrict the propagation of the agitation. In that way they are kept from the community, so that's why they moved to the different places. The British government sent him to Eden jail. There he died in the year 1883. He built up an armed struggle for the independence. So these people sacrificed their life and they left the message to the people or the citizen that if we want justice, if we want freedom, so we need to raise our voice or we need to fight against the Britishers. So in this way, they never thought of their own family nor their own life, just for the nation. Chafekar brothers. The story of Chafekar brothers is very motivating. Why it is called the topic is called Chafekar brothers, because in this topic we'll discuss about the three brothers from the same family. They fight against the British injustice and they died in this battle. Since we had seen the example that people from the lower middle class or the middle class or the upper class, it no discrimination there, people, everyone trying to fight against the British injustice. So these three brothers have sacrificed their life for the nation's independence. In 1897, the Plague Commissioner Rand had resorted to tyranny and force while managing the epidemic of plague in Pune. So during that period, during 1897, there was a pandemic. What is a pandemic? Now we all are aware what exactly is the pandemic. When a kind of disease that affected a lot of people or a mass number of people, it is called a pandemic, right? Like currently, like we had seen about the COVID situation. So at that time, this plague pandemic has spreaded most of the parts of Maharashtra, but it has been seen in a very higher way in Pune. And a British officer named Rand, he was given the responsibility to handle the situation. But instead of supporting the people, he tried to kill the innocent people, those who are infected with the plague. So it is not the solution, right? If we need to fight with the disease, we need to find to the cure the disease, not to kill the people. In agitation to take the revenge, the Chapekar brothers killed Police Commissioner Rand. As a revenge, the Chapekar brothers Damodar and Balakrishna shot him dead on 22 June 1897. Damodar, Balakrishna and Vasudev, these three brothers and their associate Mahadev Ranade were hanged to death. So these people, along with other associates or you can say companions, they were hanged to death. From the same house, three brothers accepted martyrdom for the service of country. What is martyrdom? Martyrdom means to getting martyr. What is the martyr? In Hindi we called as the shaheed. Right. So it is a kind of prestige for the people in those times that if we die for the nation, that it is much important work they had did in their life. During the same period, Munda tribe in Bihar under the leadership of Birsa Munda made great revolts against the government. Birsa Munda was the leader of Munda community. It's from the tribal people living in a remote area of Bihar. So they also shown their agitation against the British government. Next is Abhinav Bharat. If you had seen more in many places, there are so many, you can say, smarak or chalk or statues of these people. So we are very much commonly heard these names in Maharashtra, like Vasudev Balwant Phadke or even the name of Birsa Munda. If you remember, near our KDMC office, as we all know, in Kalyan East we have the KDMC office. So at the gate of the KDMC office there is a chalk, right? If you go around there, if you see, the name of the chalk is the Birsa Munda chalk. So these things play a very important role for the remembrance of this great leader. Next we have Abhinav Bharat. Abhinav Bharat was an organization that was supported and controlled by the V.D. Savarkar. As we all know, V.D. Savarkar played a very important role in our freedom struggle. The full form or full name of the V.D. Savarkar is Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, but we respectively called him as the Veer Savarkar because of his great deed he done during the freedom struggle. Even today also there are so many books written by him. People used to read and get motivated from it. The most important book that he read is about our India's freedom struggle. That is on the story of 1857. Even he was sent to the jail, and when he spent his life in the jail, he wrote the story of his journey, or the British injustice done with the common people, or the, you can say, the prisoners kept at the jail. Now, the jail that is in Andaman and Nicobar is considered as the historical place, and most of the people visit to see that jail because it plays a very important role in our freedom struggle. Abhinav Bharat. In 1900, Swatantra Veer Vinayak Damodar Savarkar founded Mitra Mela, a secret organization of revolutionaries in Nasik. So he founded an organization named Mitra Mela so that he can organize the people's secretary, because as we all know, if they do any kind of movement openly, then British will restrict it, or maybe they will try to ban it, or they will try to stop this agitation by killing the people or by capturing the leaders and sent them to the jail. Many times we had seen they had done the lathi charge, or they had opened fire on the common people. The same organization was renamed as Abhinav Bharat in the year 1904. Savarkar went to England for higher education. Even at that time, when Veer Savarkar or Vinayak Damodar Savarkar went to England for the study, from there also he is trying to support the freedom struggle movement. As we all know, there are so many Indians living in the foreign countries or in England, those who are trying to support the revolutionaries. At that time, they send the money, or sometimes they send the arms or weapons from the England to support the freedom struggle. In this period, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar played a very important role in this transition. Savarkar went to England for higher education. From there, he began sending revolutionary literatures, guns, etc. to the members of Abhinav Bharat in India. What do I mean? Revolutionary literatures. Literatures means any kind of written work. Maybe it's a song, it's a book, novel. So that brings inspiration to the people to create the revolution. That's why it is called a revolutionary literatures. He wrote an inspiring biography of Joseph Mazzini, the famous Italian revolutionary. Even he wrote a book on the life of Joseph Mazzini, the Italian revolutionary, how he had created revolution in Italy and he gathered his people to fight against the injustice. The 1857 rebellion was the first war of independence, was stated in the book named The Indian War of Independence 1857, written by him. To motivate the people come to understand the situation, and they raise their voice against the British government to make them aware of the condition. There are so many motivational books are written at those times. Such kind of written work is called as the nationalistic literature, where we have shown love for the nation, or we try to propagate our movement in the form of literature. So here we have a very important information about the Veer Savarkar. Swatantra Veer Savarkar was sentenced to 50 years of rigorous imprisonment at Andaman. As we just discussed, jail in Andaman where so many freedom fighters are kept. So out of that, Veer Savarkar also given a life imprisonment for 50 years. You can imagine. He was there for 10 years. In his autobiography, Mazi Janmathe, he wrote down his experience of the terrible days in Andaman. The Britishers tortured these people in a very cruel way. They are kept in very small rooms where they can't even able to move. Sometimes the height of the cell, or the, you can say, jail, is so small that they can't able to stand. Imagine, throughout the day they need to bend. Even many times the drainages are spreaded everywhere in the cell. They need to stay in a very you can say stinky places where there are so many insects, or even the smell, or you can say diseases everywhere. In such situation they are survived. And even the Veer Savarkar stayed for a long 10 years at Andaman jail. Later, the government took him to Ratnagiri and detained there. What a detained? Detained, you can say the house arrest. When they capture someone and they don't declare it officially, it is called as detained. There, Savarkar started many social movements such as removal of caste differences, removal of untouchability, common dining, purification of languages, etc. So, along with the freedom struggle, Veer Savarkar involved in so many social work where he trying to bring change in the society. He was a great writer. He was the president of Marathi Sahitya Sammelan at Mumbai in 1938. As we all know, there are so many different events happen in regards to the literature or any poetic events. So in this way, we Savarkar always supported such kind of literacy event. So in this way, he became president also of the Marathi Sahitya Sammelan that happened in Mumbai 1938. So when government came to know about the activities of Abhinav Bharat, as we all know, Abhinav Bharat was a secret organization. But since government came to know about it, therefore the government arrested Baba Rao Savarkar. Who was Baba Rao Savarkar? Brother of Veer Savarkar. Or you can say Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. As a revenge to this punishment, a youth named Anant Lakshman Kanare killed Jackson, the collector of Nasik, to take the revenge of Baba Rao's imprisonment. So, a young leader or young activist named Anant Lakshman Kanare, he killed the district judge Jackson. The government started arresting all those people who were connected with Abhinav Bharat organization. So since a British officers was killed, so they tried to capture the people who are associated with the Abhinav Bharat. The murder of Jackson was linked with Swatantra Veer Savarkar by the government. He was arrested and put under trial. What a trial? Trial means a kind of court case. The court ordered him rigorous punishment for 50 years. Even since the Abhinav Bharat was controlled by the Swatantra Veer Savarkar, so the Britishers tried to link of Abhinav Bharat with the Swatantra Veer Savarkar, and also they tried to link the Abhinav Veer Savarkar to the murder of a British officer, British collector Jackson. So in this way, the court sent him for the 50 years of rigorous imprisonment. Revolutionary movement in Bengal. We had seen the movement across the country, but it was happened more in the states like Punjab, Maharashtra, even in the north like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, and even the south, or you can say in the eastern towards the Bengal. So in Bengal also there are so many revolutionary movements carried out to stop the British government. In this way, we will see and we will discuss about an organization named Anushrilan Samiti that has more than 500 branches all over the Bengal, and they tried to fight against the British government. After the partition of Bengal, the outrage against British became more severe. What an outrage? Anger. In place of local rebellions, comprehensive revolutionary movement started rising at national level. In various parts of the country, the youths inspired by revolutionary thoughts started establishing their secret organizations to keep control over British officer, to loosen the government machinery, to wipe out the fear in the minds of Indian regarding the British government. Overthrowing the British rule were some of its main objective. So as we all know, the British forcefully done the partition of Bengal. So in this way, people are not happy with the decision that taken by the British government. So in the place of local rebellions, comprehensive, what a comprehensive group, in a group level, in a mass level, people started agitations against the British government. In various parts of the country, the youth inspired by revolutionary thoughts started establishing their secret organization. Many youths came forward and they started their secret organization. The aim of such organization is to keep control over the British machinery. Right, British machinery, the British function, the British communication, the transportation. Right, so in this way, these people tried to hamper the British government, even to wipe out the fear in the minds of Indian regarding the British government. What do you wipe out? Wipe out means to remove the fear that people had kept in the mind for the British government. If we left out our fear, then we can stand against the British government. Overthrowing the British rule were some of its main objective. Also, we are planning to overthrow the British rule. What do you know? Overthrow? Overthrow means to remove the British from our nation, to completely swipe out them from our country or our land. In Bengal, a revolutionary organization called Anushilan Samiti was active. At that time, an organization named Anushilan Samiti was active. The Anushilan Samiti had more than 500 branches. Barindra Kumar Ghosh, brother of Aurobindo Ghosh. Aurobindo Ghosh was a nationalistic leader. He works at a national level, and his brother Aurobindo Ghosh handles the function of Anushilan Samiti. Even Aurobindo Ghosh also suggests or gives suggestion about the movement, about the function, how this movement can be make a strong movement. In Bengal, a revolutionary organization called Anushilan Samiti was active. The Anushilan Samiti has more than 500 branches. Barindra Kumar Ghosh, brother of Aurobindo Ghosh, was the chief of this organization. Even the name like Aurobindo Ghosh, Barindra Kumar Ghosh, Swatantra Veer Savarkar, you had seen at so many places, most of these schools at different parts of our nation, or any kind of amusement park or gardens are kept on the name of these important leaders. Even auditoriums and so many roads are also kept on behalf of these leaders, because they had played a great role in our India's freedom struggle. Barindra Kumar Ghosh, brother of Aurobindo Ghosh, was the chief of Anushilan Samiti. Please underline it. It may also come for the blank. This organization received counsel and guidance. Counsel and guidance means you can say suggestions, ideas from Aurobindo Ghosh. Since, as we all know, Aurobindo Ghosh works at a national level, so he meets with the different people like Lokmanya Tilak or the great leaders from the different parts of the country at different meetings. So he had an idea how we can make our movement strong. This organization received counsel and guidance from Aurobindo Ghosh. The Anushilan Samiti had a bomb manufacturing center in Maniktala near Kolkata. Maniktala is the name of place. It's in Kolkata. They had a bomb manufacturing factory. Even these people manufactures bomb to raise their voice against the British injustice, and at many instances they tries to destroy the British communication centers, or you can say the British transportation, to make them helpless. The Anushilan Samiti had a bomb manufacturing center at Maniktala near Kolkata. In 1908, Khudiram Bose and Praful Chakki, members of Anushilan Samiti, planned to kill a judge named Kingsford. So in the year 1908, please underline it, two brave revolutionaries named Khudiram Bose and Praful Chakki, they planned to kill the district judge named Kingsford. Maybe that judge had given a wrong decision to any Indians. So in the revenge, they tried to kill that judge, but unfortunately, the carriage, what a carriage, horse cart, right? So as we know, the horse cart had the closed compartment. So they believed that Kingsford was in that carriage, and they thrown the bomb on that carriage. But luckily, or you can say unfortunately, the Kingsford was not in that carriage, and two British women died in that attack. And the people or the Britishers had in search of the people. In 1908, Khudiram Bose and Praful Chakki, members of Anushilan Samiti, planned to kill a judge named Kingsford, but the vehicle on which they threw the bomb was not the one carrying Kingsford. Two English women were killed in the attack. They were not intended to kill that lady, but as we know, they were given information that Kingsford will travel at this time from this place on this carriage, and they threw the bomb, but unfortunately he got escaped. Praful Chakki shot himself with a bullet so that he will not fall in the hands of Britishers. See the dedication of these people. Even if they failed in their mission or in their target, they never thought of their life. They thought about their people, that if they will be captured, then they will be cautioned, they will be tortured, and the information about their associates will be disclosed. So to get rid of such situation, they even not afraid to kill themselves. Paful Chakki shot himself with a bullet so that he will not fall in the hands of British. Khudiram Bose was caught by the police, but Khudiram Bose was caught by the police and they tortured him, and they got information about the Anushilan Samiti from Khudiram Bose. During the investigation, the police got information about the working of Anushilan Samiti. They started arresting the members of this organization. Aurobindo Ghosh was also arrested, but the government was unsuccessful in linking him with the manufacturing of bombs, and has the court set him free. Even police got some information about the Aurobindo Ghosh, and they tried to link Aurobindo Ghosh from this uh, association, Anushilan Samiti, but they didn't get any concrete information, and they need to release Aurobindo Ghosh from this case or the investigation. Other members were sentenced to long terms of imprisonment, and other members of Anushilan Samiti were they were sentenced for a long imprisonment. Ras Bihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanyal spread the network of revolutionary organization outside Bengal. So these are also the important leaders. Remember Ras Bihari Bose, right? Ras Bihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanyal spread the network of revolutionary organization outside Bengal. The centers of revolutionary work were set up at Punjab, Delhi, and Uttar Pradesh. So these revolutionaries trying to make the movement strong and outside the Bengal also. So the centers of revolutionary work were set up at Punjab, Delhi, and Uttar Pradesh. Ras Bihari Bose and associate made a daring act of throwing bomb at the Viceroy Lord Hardinge, but he got saved from the attack. Even in this scenario also, the Viceroy Lord Hardinge got escaped, or he got saved from the attack. Even the revolutionary work was carried out in Madras province by Venchi Iyer. The revolutionary work was carried out in Madras province as well. Venchi Iyer, a revolutionary, killed a British officer named Ash. Later he shot himself with a bullet and sacrificed his own life. So not to fall in the hands of British, he killed himself, that he should not give any kind of much information to the Britishers. Next is India House. What is India House? India House is a kind of organization that was set up in England at that time by the Indians, those who are the nationalistic, those who are trying to support the India's freedom struggle from there. They also supported the scholarships to the young Indians, and also they tried the to support in the form of monetary terms to the Indians to fight the freedom struggle, because maybe they live in England but they are Indians, they want that their countrymen should get freedom. So India House, the revolutionary work in India received assistance from Indian revolutionaries staying abroad. India House in London was an important center which provided for such kind of assistance. Pandit Shyamji Krishna Verma, an Indian patriot. Patriot means in Hindi we say na Deshbhakt, a nationalistic person. So Pandit Shyamji Krishna Verma, he runs the organization called India House, had established India House. Through this organization, Indian youths were given scholarship for higher education in England. From this organization, even remember Swatantraveer Savarkar went to England for higher study. He also got the scholarship. Through this organization, Indian youths were given scholarship for higher education in England. Swatantraveer Savarkar received such scholarship. Madam Kama, she raised the issues of India's independence at the World Socialist Conference held at Stuttgart in Germany. A high level meeting, or you can say a kind of conference, has been arranged between the leaders from different countries at Stuttgart. It's in Germany, where Madam Kama raised the issue of India's independence in front of the leaders that belong to the different countries, and she unfurled the flag of India. She performed this daring act in front of the great leaders from all over the world and shows the situation that are faced by the Indian leaders. In the same conference, she unfurled the flag of India. Another revolutionary associated with India House was a youth named Madan Lal Dhingra. He killed Curzon Weil, a British officer, due to which Dhingra was hanged to death. Another revolutionary named Madan Lal Dhingra that associated with the India House killed a British officer named Curzon Weil, and for that he was punished to death. So in this way, these people had made a change in the society where they won't resist the British government, and in return they will give answer to the British injustice. Clear? So we had seen the brave act of this Indian revolutionaries in the topic called revolutionary movement, or you can say armed revolutionary movement. Understood?